Good evening, all of you. Sukhi Hotu, Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to the Buddhist Mahavihara Dhamma Dana Series. Before we start our Dhamma session and Dhamma talk, I would like to pay my homage to the late Chief Kirinde Dhammananda Nayaka Hamduru Mahanayaka Thera, as well as Bhante Punnaji. And also I would like to thank, because I stayed here 2 months in Buddhist Mahavihara, and I was so happy to have a chance to deliver in the Dhamma and sharing the Dhamma and doing counselings and doing some religious activities. And so actually that chance given by the Sasana Abhivardhana Society, and I want to thank especially Mr. President and Mr. Secretary, Leslie Jayawardena sir, and he is the person who invited us, and he is the person who took us here from the Sri Lanka, and me and Bhikkhuni sister, both we together came here and treated us so much well, and thank you very much for everything. So big sadhu to you. So the most important thing is the not only the foods, but also the calmness and the peace. Ne? So those things actually they gave us. So very happy to join and do the work with the Sasana Abhivardhana Society. So thank you. Topic is something interesting. Eh? Ghost. Right? So then, before start this Dhamma session, I like to listen to you, and if you can, please share with me your experience. If you have any experience by seeing or by hearing or by feeling some ghost around you in your home or wherever. So anyone can actually share with me because it is important to the next step, right? So can you share with me? Yeah, good. Yeah.
One evening, I was driving. I wanted to go to a customer's office. So I took Waze. I follow Waze. Actually, it's in Putrajaya. And the office is in in a jungle, not really a jungle, a lot of trees and all that. So I have already passed that shop. I went inside. So inside there's trees in front, left and right. Also there's tree, and then there's a bridge. So I drive across. Then I make a U-turn. And when I U-turn, I want to go out from that place. Okay. I thought I want to take video.
Okay.
So I take my phone and then I video while I'm driving, because I want to share with my friends that I have been to this place. Okay. So when I film, I do as usual. Okay. So finally, when I'm out from that place, I took out my phone and I saw one white color, like hair, striped white color hair in front of my shield. I didn't see it, but it's from my phone. My video.
Camera,
Then after that, I was very surprised. I said, I didn't took this photo. Why is it in my phone? Then finally I recall, actually I took a video while I was driving. Then when I reached office, I was so scared. I shared with my friend and I quickly delete it. But after that, when I reach home, I have experienced like funny occurrence, like my husband or my children, when they call me, they can't hear me. They can hear like that kind of noise, I don't know what noise. So they couldn't hear me. And I couldn't hear them. That was for a while. Then I quickly put my phone on the altar, the Buddha's altar for a while. Then slowly, as time passed, it became less. So that is my story.
Okay,
Actually,
good.
I don't believe, but I really encountered it.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm still having it with me. But I deleted the picture.
Okay, so anyone?
Yeah, hi, good evening. My name is Juliana.
Okay.
Basically, I have this experience since very young. So probably because the place I live is like, is more, I'm from Taiping actually. So the place where I was brought up is more of a secluded area. It's like very kampong and very, a lot of heavy, thick forest lah. What happened was since young, I'm so used to it, like seeing shadows around me. Even till I'm like maybe 35, 38 years old. Now I'm 50. Basically, it's like always around me. And in fact, those people who stay with me in the same hotel room, they tend to see it. But I will just like, okay, you are in the room, fine. I'll just sleep. It doesn't bother me. It became like so routine that I just take it like it's just part of my life. Eventually, when I start coming for Dharma class, sessions and do dana, I noticed that I have less encountered this. Yeah, I noticed that this thing is like going off and fading away. In actual fact, I'm a born Catholic, but I enjoy coming for Dharma sessions and stuff like this, and it helps me with my day to day, where I don't feel fear or what. It just vanish. So I'm quite happy with that. In actual fact, thank you.
My name is Sam. This is my first time coming to this Dana series. So I actually, at the invitation from you, last weekend I came to this temple and I met you and you asked me to come over because I have some experience to share. I've been having these regular dreams quite often. It's about ghosts coming to attack me. And the last time I had it was, I think, last week. So my wife said, hey, you better come to the Buddhist temple and see what can be done about it. So, in fact, before this, I was on my work trip. I was in Sabah. I also experienced this some being inside in the hotel room. So I'm not sure whether it's psychological or whatever, but I felt that something is there. But in my house, I always have these regular dreams about ghosts. And it's always a lady ghost. So my wife said maybe a lady ghost is coming to disturb me. So I met you and you told me that maybe it is some being who is seeking merits or something like this. So I think, so to clear all this off, I think I better come over to,
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you to all of you.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening, sister.
Hi, my name is Gina. This happened about maybe 6 years ago. I was having thoughts of becoming a vegetarian. So I started with pork, giving up pork about 20 over years ago. Then I started giving up beef, mutton, chicken, and the last one was fish. So I enjoyed my fish. I love salmon, I love sushi. Then one day I thought maybe I should give up fish altogether. But the desire was not strong enough. So one day, one afternoon after work, I approached my car. As usual, I turn on my car. Suddenly there's fish smell in my car. Very strong. So I was thinking, what happened, Did some kind of cats or small animals bring some kind of fish carcass into my car? So it was very strong, I couldn't take it. Then I drove my car out all the way to the workshop. I explained to the foreman. I said, there's some kind of funny fishy smell from my car. He said, okay, let me check. He checked for about 2 hours. Everything upside down he checked, none. So he called me, sister, there's no fish smell. I said, okay, fine, I'll come and get my car. When I enter my car again, the smell came back very strong. Then from that day onwards, I gave up fish. So this is a fishy ghost. Yes. Thank you, Bhante.
Do you believe the soul? Soul. Everyone? Okay. I I'm going to show you a video, right? So then after we can discuss more. Okay.
Do you know what happens after death? If not, then be with us till the last to witness 5 souls leaving their bodies caught on camera. Aftermath of an accident. Well, this incident was caught on camera in the US. A person met with a serious accident, and due to the traffic block, it was simply impossible to take the person to the hospital via road. So, they decided to take the person to the hospital using the chopper. Soon, the chopper arrived, and as soon as it started to take off with the patient, a white, transparent, human-like creature can be seen getting out of the chopper and going into the sky. It was believed that the person died before reaching the hospital, so possibly that might be their soul leaving their body. Hopefully, their soul's resting in peace in heaven. Do you believe what you saw just now? Lifeless. In the video, you can see 2 people, one lying on the bed who's critical in their condition, and another one sitting beside him on a chair. The person sitting on the chair is reciting something in his native language, and the surroundings have an epic silence. The other person lying on the bed is ill and shows no movement. While the person was reciting something, you can see a transparent ball-like structure moving out of the body. And the person lying on the bed died, and instantly we saw the soul moving out of the body. The patient. Well, this video which follows by will make you believe what you saw a few moments ago was true. Just have a close look at this video. We can see a man lying on the bed who's ill. When we observe closely, we can see the same transparent ball-like structure moving out of the body. It may be the soul that just left the body after its death. It might just be the possibility that we just saw a person dying, and the very next moment saw the soul leaving out of the body. Now, combing the 2 videos could make you believe that that was the soul of the person leaving the body. Man's soul leaves his body in the hospital. In the video, we can see a young man lying on the bed, surrounded by doctors and nurses who are trying to save the man. The man has attached with all the valves and monitors which support life. After a while, the doctors left him, and no one was around as they thought he might be stable at the moment. For a few seconds, you can see the fluctuations on the monitor, but just a second later, it shows a flat line. And that was the exact time you can see a transparent shadow-like image exiting from the man's body. Listening to the beep sound, the doctors came rushing in and tried everything to bring him back to life, but they failed as the soul had already left the body. Soul outside the ambulance. This is another piece that will make you believe that souls exist. In the video, you can see a scene where a car accident took place, and a silver car could be seen which was involved in the accident. The ambulance arrived, and the young man was taken to the hospital. But when zoomed in, you can see a transparent shadow-like figure standing just outside the ambulance. It might be the soul of the man who's waiting to see where to go, back to the body or heaven. After 3 days, the young man died, and I believe the soul might have gone where it was supposed to. So, what's your opinion after seeing this? do you believe in souls now?
Normally, people can be rebirthed in heaven and also in hell, and also in human world, and also Brahma world, right? So normally in this universe, according to the Theravada Dhamma, Theravada tradition, so we can see 6 heavens. There are 6 heavens in the Buddhism, right? The heavens, right? All of you know about the heavens, and we have heard a lot of things about the heavens. And Chatu Maharajike, Tavatingse, Yame, Tusite, Nimmanarati, and Paranimita. So this is the 6 heavens in the Buddhism. So normally after doing some meritorious deeds, as a human, always we are transfer the merits to the devas, no? Akasattha Bhummata, Devanaga Mahidika, wherever in the sky, the gods in the sky, please come and take our merits. That is how we are saying by chanting that stanza. And they are not going to harm actually, right? And they are the gods always trying to help to the human. And also there are 4 hells in the Buddhism, right? There are 4 hells in the Buddhism. I will explain you. Naraka, Tirisang, Peta, and Asura. I will explain you later with some details. And also human world here. And also Brahma world. The Brahma world, in this Brahma world, we can see male only, not female, in Brahma world, because they are the gods who cultivating 4 Brahma Vihara, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka. And then they do not want to come again human world or non-human world or hell or the heaven. They directly going to the Nibbana. So, what do you think where the ghost exists in this 4 world? Heaven or hell or a human or a Brahman? What is your idea about that? They are living? Where they are living? No, not we. The ghost. Hells. There are 4 hells in the Buddhism. See, right? Very simply, I am explaining this one, right? So we call apaya, right? And Naraka, Tirisang, Peta, and then Asura. So you can see the Naraka. In this Naraka, the beings are so suffering, right? So suffering. Later I will show you another video. It is as a evidence. I let you to see that. So we can see here in the Tirisang, the animals. It is also apaya, right? There are millions of animals, millions kind of animals we can see. This is also apaya. And here the Peta, very innocent being Peta. We call ghost, hungry ghost, very innocent, right? Because why I will explain you. And the Asura, the demons and the titans. So here you can see 4 words. But in Peta, they can, normally we call ghost, right? They can see what we are doing. if someone reborn in Peta world, they can see as here we cannot see 1,000 million of Petas. I think they can sit here and listen to the Dhamma. They comes for the transfer in the merits, to receive the merits. Right? They can. They have no body. That visible body they don't have. Right? But they can sometimes, later I will explain it. Right? 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 So, there are a lot of Peta made to the Arahantwan. In this picture also, you can see, they are very hungry. I have experience in my temple in Anuradhapura. In Sri Lanka also there are so many Petas, right? Not only Malaysia. Yeah. Not I can say. One day, one mother came to my temple and she told me actually she cannot doing meritorial deeds. One day I was doing a Bodhi Puja and I started to chant the puja. What happened was, I can hear male voice. All are female. That the Bodhi Puja. Well, I can hear male voice. So just a look, but all are female. But I can hear male voice. It comes from the elderly mother. She is trying to chanting, but voice come out, male voice. But it is not natural. Something she is moving here and moving all the body like this. Like that. So then I stop. But she didn't. She continued. So then I realized this is a Peta. Right? Then what happened? I stopped the Bodhi Puja. Then I went to her and I told her, human and non-human, we are separate. We cannot do chanting together. We cannot do chanting together. Let us to do this. Let us to do this. And after this, I will share the merits. All of we share the merits with you, and I can talk with you. Right? So then, actually, after that, kept silent. Then after Bodhi Puja, then again that mother come to me, and once I try to tie a blessing string, and then again she is started to shaking like this. So then I asked, who are you? Then started to saying, 21 years ago, I suicide, right? I suicide because this family, they didn't let me to marry my loved one. So I was shocked and I drank some poisons and suicide. So started to saying all the things, all the story. Right? Now he is in Petal world. So I asked, why you? I want merits. I want merits. Then if you give me merits, and I can go another comfort soul. So in this 20 years, I have been on Peta world. So terrible, eh? So then what happened? We offer the dana and do the meritorial deeds few times, and we transfer the merits to that Peta. And then after a few days, then I ask, now what is the situation? So now it's okay, calm. So then one thing we can realize actually, this Peta, very innocent. But people, we are. Unnecessary fear we have about the Petas, about the ghost, right? So ghosts are very innocent, right? They are living actually. So in the Buddhism, one day, do you know Arahant Moggal Sariyut, Bhante Sariyut, one day he went to alms round and he met one Peta, right? So suffering. So suddenly Bhante Sariyut got a smile like this. They are not smile like us. They do not show all the teeth and they do not open the mouth like that. Just smile. So his followers, there were a lot of monks who are not Arahant. So that monks asked, why Bhante you are smiling? Without any reason, Arahant and the Buddha, they are not going to smile. So the Arahant Sariyut Bhante, he said, okay, I will give the answer. Ask the question in front of the Buddha. Then I will tell you the answers. Then all the monks get together and then in front of the Buddha, then that monk asked, Buddha, while we are coming, this Sariyut Bhante smiled. We want to know the reason. We know without any reason, Arahant not smile. So then the Arahant said, Bhante Sariyut started to talking and he said, I saw a very big Peta. So why I smiled, I am not into the samsara much more, because I stopped the samsaric journey. I also had millions a year ago like this experience. If I do not stop this samsaric journey, sometimes in the future, I also will be like this. That is why Bhante I got a smile. I free from all the suffering. I free from all the Peta and the health and the heaven and the humans and the Brahma. I free. That is why I got a smile. In this case, actually, we can realize the Peta, the ghost, the Arahant and the Buddha and some monks, also they met this kind of some ghost. As you say, and all of you say. Because you also met the ghost. Right? And so then why we should fear to this ghost? Actually, we need to fear. The reason I will explain you. Right? So before that explanation, I have something to show you. Have you ever noticed this one? In this Russian borehole? Do you know about that? Okay. So the Russians, they dug a hole. So 40,000 and 230 feet. This is the deepest hole in the earth, right? So then finally they put the microphone in the end. So it is better to see this one.
Did we find hell on Earth? This is the deepest man-made hole on Earth. It goes 7.5 miles deep and took 19 years to dig. Many strange things were discovered during the dig, but when they lowered a microphone all the way down this hole, they caught this audio.
this video was viral actually. It's amazing that you couldn't find this one, no? Before? Wow, amazing. So that this is the Niraya. That is why I wanted to tell you that Niraya. Before someone go to the Niraya, right? So then they can have a time just like Peta, right? Then Peta, actually if someone goes to the Niraya, they cannot get merits. Cannot. They cannot transfer the merits and they cannot get the merits, right? It's a final hell. Before go that, the next stage is a hungry ghost. In this stage, then people can, so in this stage, the ghost or a being, they can observe, they can receive the merits. Right? That's the thing I wanted to tell you. So, actually, if you are doing these kind of 10 unwholesome action, they can affect you. They can affect you. Right? There are some cases caught in the CCTV. I show some videos on YouTube, but I try to download those things. I couldn't. So you can go to the YouTube and just type ghost in CCTV. There are a lot of things. Because in our eyes, we cannot see something. Right? But in the camera lens, we can see invisible things. Right? And there are something, actually, just like when someone sleeping, then we can feel another one behind us. We can feel something actually, right? So then those things the camera can catch actually, can capture, right? So no need to fear actually. But if you do these kind of 10 unwholesome action, definitely they can affect you, right? For example, one day the few monks, before the Karanimitta Sutta, one day few monks came to see the Buddha. Then what happened? So then they got the advice from the Buddha and they went to the jungle for the meditation. But they couldn't. They couldn't. In the jungle there are a lot of spirits and the ghosts, lot of. So they are trying to do something, but they couldn't. They cannot do. They hear some lot of noises, and they feel something. Someone sit behind me, but suddenly I see no one, like this, so, right? So terrible experience. So then they went back again to the Buddha, and informed the Buddha, we cannot go that places. So many ghosts there we cannot see. So the Buddha smiled. And what the Buddha say, the practice, the Karanimitta Sutta, the myth. 10, avoid the unwholesome action and the practice the wholesome action. So then again they went to the jungle and they practiced, no one harm for them. Alright. So if you are killing living beings, stealing, right, and sexual misconduct, right, and this false speech, and malicious speech, harsh speech, gossips, right, and coveting, ill will, the wrong views. So what is the wrong view actually? All these things you know, what are those things? What are the wrong views? There are a lot of wrong views, right? So, without real understanding, there are people, they doing lot of nonsense things. For example, in this temple, I saw few times the people come to the temple, and there are some people, they worship the Buddha with a real understanding and they pay homage. And also there are some few people, they come to the temple very quickly and they get some incense like this. So they put and they went. So then I was sitting on the bench actually. So then I see, actually I want to talk to him, but I couldn't, so just very quick. So then he took the incense, and that one he showed to the Buddha, the statue, the big statue front. And then again he showed to the shrine room, and again he showed to the Bodhi tree, like this, like this, like this. This is for you, this is for you, this is for you. So actually they do not know what they are doing. That is the things. So this is our duty to explain them. This is wrong way, and this is the correct way, right? So actually, why we put the incense to the Buddha, right? So the good smells. So they was also like it, right? So then we offer the water and the more eatable things and those things and the oil lamping and the incense to the Buddha with respectfully, right? As a generous, no? Right? But there are some people, they do something and they expect so many things. I'm going to work, my boss is waiting for me. So like this, give me some, like this. There are some people, they go into the Bodhi, and some Buddha puja also, the offering the puja. And that time also, your intention should be the Buddha is live, right? If the Buddha is in Buddhist Mahavihara, this is how I offer the dana. With that intention, we should do offer, right? If the Buddha live, now here in Malaysia, in Buddhist Mahavihara, this is how I offer the dana. This is how I offer the water. So Buddha statue is so big, but the water cup is like this. But at that time, their intention, I don't understand what is it, right? So please avoid these unwholesome actions, right? And also practice these wholesome action. That is it. Cultivating generosity, right? So then, normally that generosity is not based on the money actually. I am so poor person, very poor. But I have 2 hands and 2 legs. I can do something, right? For someone. I can help someone. This one also a dana, the practice of generosity, right? And also, I can offer my time. Right? I can offer my time. And here I am doing Dhamma Dana. Dhamma Dana. So I share the Dhamma with you. So this is also generosity. No need to money. Right? So cultivating this generosity. And also morality is more important thing. Morality. If you are cultivating morality, no need to fear ghosts. They cannot even touch you. But they very friendly. They are very friend with you. They will. Why? Always you have merits. What they are needs? Merits. Because they know, because of this result, because of my previous result, I have done a lot of demerits. Because of that, I am here. They know. Right? I kill the beings and I have done a lot of demerits. That is why I'm here. Then what I should do? I should transfer merits from someone. I receive merit from someone. They know the things. And if you are doing this wholesome action, they never harm you. They never harm you. Right? And they always trying to protect you. And they always, just like a friend, an invisible friend. That is why the Buddha said that, Manussanam piyo hoti, amanussanam piyo hoti. If you are cultivating the metta, in Mitta Nisansa Sutta, amanussanam piyo hoti. Amanussanam means this ghost, non-human being. They will friend with you. No need to fear. Right? And then the meditation and the cultivations, all the things, the wholesome actions. Right? So actually, for example, Lesisa is doing something good thing. Right? For example, he is doing a dana to a hospital. Lot of patients there, and he and his wife together, they are doing something good things in the hospital. But I have no money. But I want to participate. What I must do, I follow them. And just I'm not doing anything. They do not let me doing something. But I am seeing what they are doing. I can see what they are doing. So they treat to the patients very kindly, and then I can be so happy. As well as same as the ghost can see what we are doing. We are meditating now. They can see us. They do not disturb us. And we are practicing the sila. They cannot do it, but they can rejoice. Right? And we are helping others, rejoicing in others' good deeds. Right? Listening to the Dhamma. Right? And expounding Dhamma just means just writing books and sharing the Dhamma. Just this Dhamma talk we recorded and then later put the video and those things. Right? And establishing the right view. So right things we are doing. So those things, if you cultivating, please do not fear for the ghost. And also, this is very sensitive thing actually, because the people mindsets are totally different to each other. Right? Normally, personally, I can stay over one night in the graveyard or a crematorium or wherever I can stay. If you give me a mat and pillow, I can sleep. Doesn't matter. Right? I am not fear because I am so like to them. Where we should cultivate the sympathy for them. Very innocent. They have done a lot of demerits. That is why they are in ghost. Sympathy. We must cultivate sympathy for them. Right? But there are some cunning people in this world. They use that your weakness for their happiness. I will show you something. Can you see this advertisement? Right? This is advertisement actually in India. So, I told you, there are a lot of people, they are very scared for the ghost. And there are some people, so they can, just like something, a puja or something like that. So they, they created some advertisement and they post, and so many people come, right? And with the money, they are money hunters, right? So they misuse you, right? So actually, Sri Lanka also have, there are so many, we call kapu, lot of kapu there, right? So they show the deva and they show the ghost, and then they got so many money. Normally, in the Sri Lankan tradition, the particular devas, they have own vehicle. The vehicles mean the small animals, right? Normally, then what we call Kataragama Deyo, Subramani. That deva, the vehicle is peacock. Peacock is that deva's vehicle, right? But that in that devala, what we call in devala, in here, the place who are living in Devya, shrine, the place who are living gods, there is an owner. Deva's vehicle is a peacock, but the owner's vehicle is just like a Prado and something Land Cruiser, right? BMW, the Benz, right? The owner's vehicle, but the Deva's vehicle is a peacock. See the difference, right? So they try to, very cunning people, ne? So do not give a chance to them. Right, please correct right understanding, so we can do the merits and we can live with the more patiently and more kindly, right? And cultivating those wholesome things. So no need to fear. Don't want to fear. All right. So then, if you see some ghost, we can see the ghost. It doesn't matter. Please don't get scared, right? And just do no need to run, right? So just think, oh, this is also a non-human. Sometimes he or she need help from me. That is why everyone cannot see, ne? Everyone cannot see, right? But especially I can see some ghosts because I know she or he needs some help from me. So just do the merit and transfer to him, right? Please don't fear to the human, non-human, but you should fear to the human, right? Living beings is more dangerous than the non-human departed one, right? Okay, so any questions?
Bhante, is it possible that the Petas is very happy with us because we tend to transfer or share our merits? So therefore, to look after us, automatically if I'm angry of something, say something trigger me at my workplace, and sometimes we have this very evil thoughts, say for example, you're saying something about to our superior or something, and then we think that, I wish that she gets sick and don't come to work tomorrow. And it really happened. So say for example, okay, and is that something that we are so happen coincidence, or because without realizing, I actually send the Petas to do something for me?
No, actually, normally Petas, they cannot do, so you told me you are spreading the metta and you are doing the chanting and those things you are doing daily. So they cannot come to your mind or your body, or they cannot do something for you actually, right? But they can stay around you. It doesn't matter. Let them to stay. Doesn't matter. Normally, after do those all the meritorial deeds, so it is better to give the merits to them every day, right? For example, normally when we are after chanting, when we are transfer the merits like ettavata chamyo idame nyati jangotu, like this. But in the Pali stanza, most of the time the people use Pali stanza to transfer the merits, but they do not know the meaning, right? They don't know the meaning. Or normally, we, as a monk, and we have learned, and we know this is saying this is a language, no? So it's not important that language, but your intention is the most important thing. Then just say in your own language. It doesn't matter. So then they get the merits like this. So they know, they're ready to receive your merits. Then actually at once they cannot go another soul, right? They need lot of merits. They need sometimes. That is why that previous story I told you, 21 years as a Peta, no? Then there are lot of years they have to accumulate lot of merits. Then no need to fear.
Normally we transfer merits to the Devas, not to the Petas, when we do the transference of merits.
Devas, Akasatta, Jumata.
Yeah, we never think of the Petas at all, or we don't even mention the Peta.
Right? We don't mention.
So how does this happen now?
Actually, normally the people, good question actually, people very like to do the business. Do the business. I give you something, you should be give me something. There's a business, right? So when we, in our childhood actually, we have learned the Devas always help us. It is true. It is true. If someone of you help me, then what I should do? Normally what I am doing, I also help you do something like this. Then the people in this tradition, actually Devas no need merits. The Petas need merits. But sometimes we didn't mention even the Petas, but we mentioned the Devas. Why? We know the Devas can help us. Akasatta Jumata, I give you the merits, and there's so many expectations, no? A lot of things, those things, that lola, something. So that is why it is not wrong, but it is better to as well as Petas. Right?
It means that we're on the wrong focus, isn't it? Why are we still doing the thing? Why are we still, like you say, Deva do not need merits, but we transfer. Whereas Petas, we need it, but we don't do it. So don't you think it's time that we try to change the focus?
Actually.
And can the
then that is why the Buddhisma Vihara always organizing this kind of Dhamma talk. Actually, this Dhamma talk topic is given by the Mr. Leslie sir. All the big sadhu to him.
Sadhu.
That is why actually we need to go the right way. Right? So then it is actually this is the thing, as you mentioned, sometimes we are in a totally wrong way. Right? In the tradition, that is why in the Kalam Sutta also Buddha mentioned that my father is do these things, then I am also do these things. Like this. The following. So it is actually wrong. In this case, actually, there is a Gatha, I think you are in familiar, Ettavata Chammehi, that Gatha, it is mentioned that the Devas and the Petas and the Yakhas and all the things it mentioned that. Ettavata Chammehi, Sambhadam Punya Sambhada, Sabbe Deva, Sabbe Bhuta, Sabbe Satta. The Devas mean the heavens. Right? The Bhutas mean the hells and the Petas. Sattas mean the everyone. It's the correct thing. Right?
Bhante, can I ask?
Can.
Why is it that some people, like I said, can feel or see hungry ghosts or ghosts? why some can't? Is it those that see it, are they in a good position? Is it in the sense that if they know the Dharma, they be able to transfer, so they got good merits? Or is it their position is not so good, or there's a reason why they start saying these things?
Okay.
So,
Okay. Let me explain. In the human world, there are people, they are very innocent. And also there are some people, they are very cunning. And also there are some people very cruel. Right? Very cruel. And there are some people very aggressive. In the human, aggressive. Right? Huh? Yeah. Aggressive, yeah. As same as in this Peta world. So have you heard about that sutta we call Atanati Sutta? There's a sutta in the chanting book, Atanati Sutta. It's totally mention the non-human beings. So in that sutta mention Panatipata Veramaniya Dhamman Deseti, Adinnadana Veramaniya Dhamman Deseti, Kamesu Vichachara Veramaniya Dhamman Deseti, Musavada Veramaniya Dhamman Deseti, Suramere Majjapama Dattana Veramaniya Dhamman Deseti. So the Buddha telling to the people, do not do this. There are some kind of Peta, they like it. Okay, good. Accept. There are some kind of Petas, they reject it. There are some kind of Petas, they need to see some meat, some blood, right? And there are some people, non-humans, the Petas, they need to some bad smells while they're burning the barbecue and those things, and they like to feel it. Like this, they are raw, right? So, in this question, if I can see some ghost, it means that sometimes he or she, my previous relatives, not in this world, not in this life, but also previous thousands of years ago, sometimes he might be my relatives. So that is why he following me, and he knows something. You can do something for me. For example, just think you are so helpless. So helpless. You need some money. Then what you are going to do? You are not going to ask everyone, but you selected someone. Personally, if I want something for a money or something like this, I am not asking from everyone. Just I am asking Mr. Lacy, sir, I have some kind of matter. Can you give me something? Just I can ask him. Why? We are very familiar. I'm not going to ask to anyone. As same as that Petas, right? They recognize, this is the person who lived with me that previous time. I can, sometimes he will help me. He think that. So that is why that is happening. Correct.
So Bhante, the comfort is that if you see them or you can feel them, means that you have the affinity to them, means you are related to them somewhere. So to think it positively means that if they come to you, then it's a good thing in the sense that you're able to help them. Then I presume you won't be fearful.
Correct.
Because people always are afraid that they see ghosts, they thought it's bad luck and all this stuff. So if we change the interpretation, saying that they come to see you, mean you got an affinity, or you are so kind, or you are related, or somewhere along the line. That's why they come and see you. It's not because of bad luck.
Actually, for example, I'm going to forest. Suddenly, I met a snake. Right? A cobra or someone. Then what I must, then I get scared. So who is wrong? I am. It is some kind of animal. Huh? No need to fear, it is an animal. So as same as, so when I see the ghost, if I get of fear, it means that I don't know the Dhamma. Right? It means that I don't know how to treat them. And why he is coming, I don't have knowledge. Without that knowledge, then if I don't have that kind of knowledge, then no, it is natural. I get fear. Now you don't. Why? Now you know the things. Now you know what you are going to do. Right? Tonight, if you see the ghost, what are you doing? A fear? Shouting?
Yes. So Bhante, one more question.
Okay.
Means that, you see, in the this world, means the animals are worse off than the beta. Because can we transfer merit to animals?
No, cannot.
So mean they are in a worse condition than beta.
Metta?
Beta. Mean in terms of the 4 realms, means the animals.
Wait.
Are they in the worse condition than the betas? Yes, because the animal cannot receive.
They cannot receive merits.
So for those who cannot receive the merits, how do they get out from their?
Cannot.
They cannot get out of the realm.
That is the very dangerous thing in this samsara. That is why the Buddha said that in this human world, we are having this, our human life. This is a very golden opportunity. Animal cannot do the merits. Peta cannot do the merits. And the Asura, they cannot do the merits. Even Devas, they cannot do the merits. Right? Only human can do the merits. So that is why use this human life. Don't waste the time. Right? Don't waste the time to hate to someone, to get jealous with someone, right? To struggling, the fighting. Do not. We have is very short period. Use this one. So that is why the Buddha said that. It's just like once the Buddha took some pus. Sands valley, sands. Then Buddha got the sands to the hand, and then Buddha asked from the Mahasangha, so what do you think? What is the more what does it mean? In my hands, can you see how many sands? Very small. In this earth, how many sands can you? There are a lot of sands. We cannot even count, uncountable sands. But in my hand, very short. As same as this human world. Normally, the beings come to the human world just like very small. For example, I saw some video the previous day. Once the one dog, the spit. Then he spits. So then some scientists, so they took that spits and they see some microscope, millions of animals, invisible animals. See the human in Sri Lanka 2 billion and Malaysia something 30 billion. See, use this human world to stop this sansaric journey. Okay.
Bhante, if we met aggressive beta, how do we calm that beta down?
Okay.
Which chanting do we do?
Okay. If you meet an aggressive person, what you are going to do? What you are going to do if you see some aggressive person, you know I am aggressive. For example, you and me. So I'm so aggressive person, and you meet me, then what you are doing? Ah, good, good. They cannot do anything to you, don't worry. Why? You are practicing the 10 wholesome deeds. See? These 10 wholesome deeds you are practicing. So, if they are aggressive or non-aggressive, it doesn't matter. They cannot even touch you. Don't worry. Okay.
What if you don't have this? What if you don't have
Don't have this, then you have to really...
Then you run.
They always, you've seen people being possessed.
Sorry?
If you say they can't touch us, petas, and what is it that goes into? Sometimes they get possessed.
Yeah, then that is
So
why.
What?
Okay.
What? How does you say it doesn't touch you?
Okay. Let me explain. If I am doing unwholesome things, that is why I told you unwholesome thing. If I am doing, I am not virtue. Very worst person I am. So there's a Sinhala terms, the yakage hatiyata vimane. Same person, associate same person, right? Then I am not virtue, right? I have no any wholesome things. Then my conscious is always doing something unnecessary and unwholesome things. So it is easy to ghost comes to our soul. It means they can actually do something for us. So that is why I mentioned these two things, wholesome and unwholesome. So I'm doing wholesome things, so no need to fear. They cannot touch. If I do unwholesome things, it might be happen. We don't know exactly. Sometimes can happen.
Is there exorcism in Buddhism?
According to my experience, actually, so if I am so weak in my mind, and if I am so weak in doing good things and wholesome things, so there are some pedas. That is why I already told you in the human worlds also different to each other, and as well as the non-human world also so different to each other. So then there are some gods, so they can actually catch the conscious. Conscious. So they can. How do you tell? Yeah. For example, strictly we cannot say it is just like a ghost. Sometimes in mental situations also affected because, for example, every day I can see ghost. But I don't know how to avoid from this, and I don't know the right way to avoid this one. Then I also see. Then after that, then sometimes my mentally just. Yeah, for example, here in Malaysia, I have a beautiful experience actually. So then one lady came to see me. So and then she came and she told me, Reverend, just start to chanting. So I said, start. I will show you some. I have something to show you. Just start. So actually I started. Karaniya matta kusalena yantan santan. I just started to chanting something. So what happened? She is just like this. Like this. So suddenly I stopped. Don't stop. Just continue. Yakka. Just continue like this. So just. It is not a real yakka, na? So. Actually, no need to smile. But at that moment, I also smiled and laughed. So what is going on this one? I don't understand what. Bhante, I have a yakka in my life, in my inside, I have yakka. Yeah. So I asked her, can you show me that yakka? That is why, Bhante, if you are chanting, this my body is like this, like this, like that. Right? So then I realized something, because she can see some ghost in her house. But she doesn't know what is the right way that she should do. So then she feels something like this. No? A lot of things regarding this topic. Ghost? Who? Right. Ghost family. No, actually she is naturally isolated. She is living in alone. So personally, then after my explanation, so she realized actually she can see some ghost in her home. So once when she's sleeping, she can feel someone behind her in the bed. On the bed, someone is behind her. So then after I explained, so what you should do the merits and practice the 10 wholesome things, and do the metta meditation, and then they can get the merits and they can go away. So no need to get fear like this. So do not act like this. So
just following on what she said, Bhante, I think a lot of it is got to do with imagination. The human imagination is quite outstanding or astounding. If you just there was Bhante Kovida, you was here earlier. So you just close your eyes for a little while and say there's a ghost in the room or behind you. You tend to feel it, when actually there's nothing. It's just your human imagination. The mind creates all these forms and noises, and part of it is that. Of course, the other part is, as you say, it exists. But I think for most human beings, it's our imagination playing up. Media, you watch TV, a ghost movie, the next minute you can't sleep. Why? Because it's playing in your mind. All these images,
correct.
All these things. So it's because of our brains that absorb all these negative things and can't let go.
Yeah, in the Buddhism mention, actually, they don't have a visible body. I mean, they don't have body. So once when go to the internet and those things, we can see the ghost body just like same as human, just like human body. So like the cover from the white color, those things. So it's imagination actually. So then there are world, the Peta world and the ghosts there are, but most of the time that kind of imagination also have. Then that is why the people always just, for example, if you are living alone, then if some noises arise somewhere, then you just think, oh, is it ghost or the people? Something you are like this.
Yeah. Another perfect example is up on the 3rd floor here. There was a monk who was staying here. He's staying alone like you. And the aircon room is right at the end. So in the middle of the night, he hears all these screeching sounds on the corridor. But he's not afraid. Nobody just came to tell us. But later we found out it was just the aircon leaking from the aircon room coming out through the door, which makes that noise. But anybody else would have thought straight away it's a ghost on that floor. Then the whole floor is haunted, So the imagination works.
Yes, and I also have a very, very good experience give me a chance to share with you. One day I went to another funeral actually. So then at that funeral, after participating in that funeral, it got late actually, maybe to 11:30 or 12 o'clock at midnight. So then actually in Sri Lanka normally we are going by bicycle, by bike, motorbicycle with someone. So then we stop at a bus halt at midnight, right? Then after I am sitting that bus halt, the moonlight, it's we can see, normally we can see here and there. I can see in front there is a crematorial in so many graveyard and cemetery, not crematorial, sorry, cemetery. So many graveyards and so many things. So that boy is told, "Oh, Bhante, we stop here in front of the cemetery. Don't worry, just relax and just drink water and just we can, because few hours." It is very difficult to go the motorbicycle, no? The wind is always come to face. So then what happened? I can see a big, the flower. Have you ever seen normally the funeral, there's a like a malbuki wreath. Yeah. So it is moving. The big one is just moving. So then I look another side, and just again I saw there I can see again, right? But I didn't see that one. I didn't show that one to my friend actually. If he run, then what? I was. then what happened? Then suddenly I go back to the bus hold, behind the bus hold. So then again, just I saw this, like this. Again I can see it is coming actually, it is moving, right? So then I talked to my friend, "Can you see that one?" So actually then I touch his hand, right? Then can you? Yes, Bhante, I can see it's moving. Let's go, run, let's go. Do you believe what happened? He, what we call, he was on the bus hold, right? Top of the bus hold. Bus stop, yeah. So then he climbed actually, there's a ladder, a small ladder, then he climbed the upstairs. Then actually, still I am in that place, I am continuing see. So I can hear someone smiling very hardly. Laughing very, very hardly, very strongly. Loudly. So I said, why? There's a buffalo lah. One buffalo, right? A cow buffalo. Then he moves here and there. Then that malbuki, that things, he's in. Right? So, if someone without any of this knowledge or something, definitely he thinks, oh, the ghost. Yeah.
Ghosts only operate at night. Do they operate in the morning?
No. There's no
such thing. They can
time.
operate anytime,
No
because
time,
all the ghost stories always come at night, not during daytime. So the Peta exist any time of the day.
Yeah, they exist.
They can be around you during the daytime also.
Yeah, anytime, everywhere they can exist. But actually, most of the time, we can see in the lonely place, then isolate place, and something dark place, and the night. So
quiet.
The people can feel like this, but they are living.
Thank you.
They are living in the. So the Peta is just like.
I guess they are also living in the same group as us. It's just a different realm. That's why we don't see them, and
Yeah, no, actually, that Petas, that is not the hell. They also living in surrounding us. right? So because actually in this stage they can overcome their realm. That is why they living surrounding us. Right? We are doing something and good things. They can receive the merits and those things. Yeah. They can. Then after accumulated a lot of merits, automatically they can go. Yeah.
So, Bhante, another question.
Yeah.
Is it possible our soul just exit and return back? Our soul, we don't have a soul. We can exit and we come back.
It's all. Do you have any experience like that?
Yeah, in 1998.
So share with us.
So what happened was I actually had endometriosis surgery my second time in Taiping, GH. So as usual, I used to see kids coming over to the bed and they will tend to pull the tubes and stuff like that. And suddenly I'll be like jump off the bed. Anyway, that is side order. In 1998, if I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere in March or April. After the surgery, after 3 days, so I was down with slight fever. That's why I cannot be discharged. I was okay. My family member came and visited me in the general hospital. But about 7:30 after visitation hours, so they have to exit. Suddenly, I was unconscious. But I accidentally exited from myself. I actually watched how they tried to revive me. So how the doctor was trying to revive me, and eventually I can only hear my father calling me from apart because they were just outside of the hospital. So he was calling me, but the rest I can't hear them. I couldn't hear my father, and I just watched how they tried to revive me. And my father just said, "Go back, go back, go back." Oh, okay, go back, and that's it. So other than that, I don't know what actually happened. And after that, the hospital actually sent me for counseling because after that moment, right, it's considered no pulse. So you have to go and seek some advice, see anything transpire, or maybe go cuckoo. Yeah, but it was okay after that. It just like accidentally exited and came back. So, but in...
Yeah, it's amazing.
Interesting, is it? I know.
Yeah, actually, then I have heard some kind of these stories, and one mother, she's in Sri Lanka, so she also asked me, Bhante, I have experience I want to share with you. I passed away and then I come back again. So I was puzzled actually. So I asked, what? Yes. I passed away and I saw what my children and my friends, what they are doing. So they so sad, they got so shocked, so upset. I saw all the things. Then I got shocked. Then I come back to my body. So then she said me. So then I smiled and I ignored that because I have no any kind of experience. I don't know. Sorry?
In Buddhism, there is no soul. You only have energy. So how do you reconcile? How do you match?
Sorry, he's asking that?
How do you reconcile? Because in Buddhism, we don't believe in the soul, concept of the soul. We only believe in energy, right? That if somebody passes away, it's the energy that's transferred to the next life and all that. So in this instance, there's a soul that bounces up and comes back in, you know. So,
so in the Buddhism, samminjitang va baham pasaraya, pasaritang va baham samminjaya. So the Buddha, few times the Buddha explained that. So vijnana once, so samminjitang va baham pasaraya. So pasaritang mahabhag, it's take a small times to from this life to go to another life, right? To Vijnana. For example, we call death, the body and the Vijnana is separate. So then we call the death, and then passed away. Then after that conscious, I have never heard that conscious again can come to the body. In the Buddhism, I didn't find any sources or any suttas or any stories or something. Still, I didn't find, right? I couldn't find. So in the Buddhism said that if this conscious is go away, then it can find another life, wherever the heaven or the human or wherever. So this is the things according to my knowledge. Yeah.
So I think we'll have to end this session for tonight. And we'd like to thank Bhante for this very interesting presentation. Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu. And this will be Bhante's last Dhamma sharing with us. He leaves to Sri Lanka on Monday. Yeah?
Yes.
So on behalf of all the devotees, could I invite brother to offer this small pirikara to Bhante on behalf of all the devotees from Buddhist Mahavihara? Just offer to Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu.
So now we transfer the merits to the all departed one, to the all departed ones, and I am sure there are a lot of pretas around us today to listen to this Dhamma talk, and I believe that they are so happy today because I give the knowledge to the people to do the good things and then after share the merits to them. Right? Then so happy with me. And so just transfer the merits like this. Ettavata jammehi sambhadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabbe sampatti siddhya Ettavata ca ammehi sambhadam punya sampadam sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbe sampat Ettavata ca ammehi sambhadam punya sampadam sabbe satta anumodantu sabbe sampat idhamme ñāti ñāti ñaṅotu sukita huntu ñāteyo idhamme ñāti ñaṅotu sukita huntu ñāteyo. May you be well, happy and peaceful. May the triple gem bless you. Sadhu, 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 sadhu.